Okay, wanted to do this problem for you. It says write the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the segment joining 0, 0, and 10, 6. Okay, so let's just jog your memory. Perpendicular means opposite. Oops, I'm not writing. It means opposite reciprocal slope. Okay, so that's what perpendicular meant. Okay. And then bisector, let's change colors for just a second. Bisector means kind of like congruent parts, or it's going to intersect this segment at its midpoint. So I'm just going to think midpoint for now, because that's the definition that's really useful right now. So let me just draw pictures so we know what we're talking about. Okay, so first of all, I draw a little graphy right here. 0, 0 goes right here. And 10 comma 6 goes like this. Right 10, up 6. So I'm just going to like eyeball it. I'm not going to try to go perfect. I'm just going to try to eyeball it. So that's 10 comma 6. And then we have this segment that goes, oops, that's not so straight, but just pretend he's straight, right? All right, there he is. And then I have this, I want a perpendicular bisector of that. Okay, so I got to think about perpendicular. Perpendicular means I'm intersecting this at a right angle. Okay, so I'm going to kind of come at this like this. Now I don't want just any perpendicular line. I need it so that this point is a midpoint. Okay, so this point has to be a midpoint, meaning the point in the middle. Okay, so let's talk about the point in the middle first. Because these numbers are so nice, I can actually just look at this and figure out what my middle point is. What's the middle of 0 and 10? What's the middle of 0 and 10? Well, it's 5. If you think about that, it's 0. The 5 is the middle of 0 and 10 because halfway between 0 and 10 is 5. The math behind that, we do 0 plus 10 divided by 2. See, it works. What's 0 plus 10? Yep, it's 10. Divided by 2 is 5. Okay, do the same thing for 0 and 6. That's right, it's a 3. So there's my point, and it's almost like I can kind of delete these from my problem now because I got all the useful information from those points. Now the next part is finding the opposite reciprocal slope of this segment. Okay, so first, in order to find the opposite reciprocal slope, I'll need to find the actual slope. So I need to count stuff. So let's go over here and let's find the slope of this. Now slope, okay, slope means rise over run. Like how much are you going up over how much you're running over to the right or left. Okay, so how much did we go up? So I want to know how to get from this point to this point. How much did I go up? Now the answer is 6. You see how I went 6 up to get to the next point? Almost like taking the elevator. How many floors did I need to go up? And I took the 6, I needed to take it 6 floors up. And then how much did you go over? All the way over there. How much did you go over? Well, I went 10 units over. So because slope is rise over run, how much did I go up? I'm going to write it on this side. It's 6 divided by, and how much did I go over? 10. Now both of these numbers are positive because I went up and I went right. And if you look at this slope, it's pointing off in the positive direction. I usually tell my kids, like, hey, look, see how the little man, he's walking up the hill? Up usually means, that's right, positive. So this slope has to be positive. And then I'm just going to simplify it. Okay, so simplifying this would give me a 3 over a 5, right? So I'm going to actually opposite reciprocal this. Okay, so there's my slope, and I want to opposite reciprocal this. So I want to find the perpendicular slope. Okay, so opposite means if this guy's positive, then this guy is negative. And the reciprocal of this would be, instead of 3 over 5, would be 5 over 3. So that's pretty much it. I found my slope. Here's my point, and all we got to do is plug it into this equation right here. So let's plug it in. I'm going to go y minus, leave some space, equals parentheses x minus. And I do this every single time because I just like to fill it in. Like, it's almost like popping it in right there. I just want to pop in my point. I want to pop in my slope. Okay, let's pop in my slope. That's negative 5/3. And then let's pop in my point. This is x. That's x1, remember? And this is y1. And then, so that means that goes over there. And that's pretty much it. So here's my equation of a perpendicular bisector of 0, 0, and 10, 6. And now what I want to do is I just kind of want to make sure that I didn't make any mistakes. So what I could do is I can plug in my midpoint. Now do not plug in these points. Notice this point is not on this line. And neither is 10, 6. It's not on this line. So it doesn't make sense for me to plug in these points. It would make sense for me to plug in 5, 3 though. So let me do that for you guys really quick. So first I'm just going to copy this equation. I'm going to write y. Oops, I'm not going to write y. I'm going to write this whole minus 3 equals negative 5/3 parentheses minus 5. And I'm going to plug in my x and my y. Now the reason why I'm doing this is I'm checking x, y. So 5 and 3. Let's see if everything happens the way we want it to. 3 minus 3 is 0 equals, we like zeros by the way. I'm going to leave the negative 5/3 there. 5 minus 5 is 0. Yay, more zeros. What's 0 times anything? That's right, it's 0. So 0 equals 0. I'm really happy because look, my answer worked out. The midpoint is on the equation of my line, which is right. And let's just check that slope one more time. So rise 6, run 10, so 6/10, which is 3/5. And perpendicular, again, means negative reciprocal. So negative, and then 5/3.